I know we talked about this a bit earlier about the cultural difference. I'm just really fascinated by this based on what you were saying there. Um, you and I were saying that, for a 30-minute session, you're doing $45 a session, and that's like
Right.
pretty damn good
Right.
right now. And it sounds like it'd be difficult to charge more than that. I don't know, maybe you can correct me. Um, what do you see when you listen? Obviously, you listen to loads of my podcasts, so you probably have a good idea of like what the cultural differences are in the US, let's say, versus
Right.
India. Can you
Right.
speak on what is the difference in your mind?
Okay. So the biggest difference which I can see is the awareness of strength training
Hmm.
and the importance of hiring a trainer. Okay. And in US, so India basically follow the Western culture. So Pilates were there for a long time. Now India is all about Pilates. We have multiple Pilates studios opening everywhere.
So you find they're like a step behind.
Yeah,
That's
we
how
are.
I feel about Europe and the US as well. I always felt like, I always remember going to the US when people were started wearing AirPods, right? And I
Right.
think I remember in Ireland, I was like, I felt kind of cool because I was like the only person that had these things, and I wasn't doing it to be cool. I thought they're very practical, just to clarify. But then I then I went to the US and I was like, everyone's got these things, and
Right.
it's like you're looking into the future. So I'm wondering if India is like Europe in that sense. Yeah, like you're saying.
Yeah, definitely we are one step behind US when it comes to fitness. The
Mm,
craze and the importance is more there, but we still have a good amount of direction now that people are heading towards the gym. We have more signups, as I told you
yeah.
the earlier part of the podcast. But the culture is still that this is what I feel where the personal trainers are wrong, that they're promising the clients that I'll make you lose weight. That's not a job of a
Right.
personal, and that's not the scope of practice we are in. Our job is to successfully, safely, effectively deliver a workout to the client and teach them how they can live a life better. That's what.
What about just this idea of what they are expecting in return for their investment? So, I was talking to another colleague of ours in India, and
Right.
he was trying to explain to me that the expectation is really high. So someone's going to spend, let's say, $45 for a 30-minute session.
Mhm.
They expect like the best, the best equipment, best facilities, obviously a great experience, a great trainer. Not that that's different anywhere else. I just got a sense that it really has to be top notch for it to work.
So let me tell you,
Yeah.
Lawrence, $45 is the session charge which they give me. But in order for me to work out with them in a commercial gym, they're also paying a fee for me to the gym. So the
Right. Yeah.
actual
Yeah.
cost is higher than 45. When you say the expectations are really high, they want the best. First of all, they don't know what they want. That is why the first consultation session is very important. Very few trainers in India, they are doing the first consultation sessions with the client. They talk everything on the floor and
Right.
then
Yeah.
straight away jump into the workout. Let's do this. No, you need to sit with them. Why do you want to work out? How much time you can devote? How much time you can devote to your low intensity steady state activities like walking or swimming or cycling? Then you understand the psychology of the client around nutrition. And then you come up with the plan so they know, okay, this is how I need to go. Otherwise, and I'm not saying that the personal trainers in India, they don't want to deliver the results. The idea is that only they want the client to lose or gain or do whatever the client goal is. But, after a couple of sessions, it's all about delivering the sessions and uh, making them feel good about the workout. But it's not about making them feel good about the workout. It's about keeping them accountable and yourself as well so that, you can show them that this is your starting point after 2 months you're here. There's a lot of accountability from the trainer's side. So when you say the expectations are really high, most of the time client has no idea what expectation. They just want to lose weight. From the client, oh, I'm
Right.
overweight. I want to lose weight. Now it's the trainer's responsibility to show them the whole journey and tell them realistically how much percentage of their total body weight they can lose every week if they do this. This is the highest we can go. This is the lowest we can go. And that takes a lot of calculation and patience from the trainer side. And then you build up the relationship with the client. So, yes, if I have my own studio, I can positively charge more than $45
How
per.
much would you charge?
I think I can easily charge 5,000. So
Right.
4,000 now. So probably how much is that?
I'll do the calculation. Just bear with me. So that would be, yeah, 56 US
Yeah. So,
dollars,
so
which is
that comes.
which is still quite modest. You know,
Yeah.
people charging obviously quite a bit more than that in some cases, certainly in Europe and the US.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the economy is different, and not every client can afford the same.
Help me understand that though, because you've got clients who are extremely wealthy, so they
Yeah.
can, and they're intelligent and they get it, they understand the value. But is it because, I don't know, you tell me, is it because there's too much of a departure between what's expected and what's already being sold out there for personal training, that if you go in at that level, it's too removed? Or do you know what I mean? Like it's too different. It's too, I mean, I could be complete nonsense, but yeah.
No, I think you need to simplify the question. I think I didn't get it.
Sorry, yeah. Forgive me. So your clients are very wealthy,
Right.
very intelligent. They get it. They know that actually, if they spend $1,000 a session with you, it'd be totally worth it, right?
Right.
So what's stopping you from charging a lot more, like $60, $70 per session? Well, so yeah, 6,000 Indian
Yeah.
rupees, that kind.
S- So the the money I'm charging right now per session has many variables around it. For example, I train them in a commercial gym. I don't train them in a
Yeah, but
personal.
we're talking about when you have your own facility, right? So just talk about it from that perspective.
Okay. Okay. So from that perspective, I can charge them more because first of all, it's very exclusive for them.
Sure.
They don't have to wait for the machines. Okay, they'll come and train and leave. So when they're going to train with me in my own facility, they get the privacy. Privacy is very important to people who get paid. They want
Yeah.
privacy. They want exclusivity. Okay.
So so this is the thing, Umangg. I get that. And this is my point. It's like your own facility is going to provide so much value.
Right.
I'm just curious. I mean, not to say there's anything wrong with like 56, $60 per session. But I'm just curious if given the the affluence of some of these people, like if there's not room to actually charge a lot more per session in your
So,
mind.
yeah. So the idea is to introduce the studio with an introductory package for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's say if I'm charging X amount of money, X amount of rupees for the first year, that's the launch price of the year. Okay. In that price, we're going to bring more awareness. We're going
Got
to
it.
do marketing. We're going to deliver the results. We're going to build the brand value. Okay. And then from second year, we're going to ramp up our prices. My idea, my thinking is that first I will provide the value of the money the client is putting into the session. And once we achieve that goal, then from next year, I can increase the price.
Understood. Makes sense. Okay, cool.
It's not about buying medics. Oh, I have the best machines in the world. I have the best trainers. It's a mix of everything. They should feel valued in the studio. They should get the results. Results is
Sure.
the most important thing. Medics is a tool.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. But it's the culmination of everything. It's you, it's the space, it's the way it makes them feel, it's the
Right.
machines, it's everything.
Right.
So we're obviously bouncing around a little bit here, but thank you for being a good sport on that question. So you were talking about obviously how you come across high intensity training. You've clearly, it sounds like I'm making some assumptions here, but you've had a successful freelance career working out of,
Right.
like you built your way up, you work your way up in personal training. Is that how you've been able to build up this clientele of these really interesting exclusive clients?
Yeah. So most of my clients I got is from the gym, Ultimate Performance. That was my
Okay.
last. That was my last uh, personal training studio. Do you know about the gym?
I don't. Is it well known? Is it?
Yeah, it's a very well-known studio from UK.
All right.
So It's in Mumbai, they opened right after pandemic, and I was the senior trainer over there, and they were charging 7,250 rupees for 1 hour. Can you calculate that? 7,250 rupees per hour back then
Yeah, so
in
82 US dollars per hour.
$82. And that's an introductory price for a junior trainer. They were charging
Oh wow.
9,050 for me per hour.
Okay. It's over $100. Yeah.
Over $100 for 1 hour. So
Hmm.
what I am charging right probably $55 for 30 minutes. So the prices are,
Yeah.
at par only. So I got my clients from there. I transformed many clients in that studio. In my
Do you know what? Sorry to. I just think this is fascinating. I think what you're doing is so different
yeah,
in Mumbai, and you are literally. I'm sure there's more than four. That's just what we know. I'm sure there are more, right? There's
I'm
got
sure.
it's
There
1.4
are
billion
people.
people. They got
Yeah,
at least, at the very least, people that are into it who train themselves, like Karthik, who I don't know if you know Karthik. I think I shared his profile with you.
right.
People like that. But like what you're doing is so different that I just think it gives you the ability to price so much more, like much more than
Right.
potentially what we're talking about today, because you can't be compared. You have
Yeah.
nothing to compare you to,
No.
right? Unless unless you open up locally to the person you mentioned earlier who introduced you to strength training, helped you cure your shoulder, right? And in which
He's
case, yes,
not
it might
going
be
to
quite
expand.
similar.
He is not going to
Right.
expand.
Well, then,
We know that.
then it's a moot point, right? But what I'm saying is like, I'm just curious whether you could actually start with a much higher price point than you think, given that you're so different and it's so hard to compare to anything else. That's just my thought there.
No,
Yeah.
this is very interesting, Lawrence, because I think you have spoken to many of the HIT promoters all around the world. What do you think should be a session price for 30 minutes? What do you think, according to what you know from other businesses?
It's like, well, it's impossible to
Knowing that what I
say.
can deliver, knowing that what I can deliver.
Yeah. Um, well, the answer is I don't know, and that's why you have to test,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You have to go with something. So pricing's so subjective, right? One approach is to take the most. This is just one approach. I'm not saying it's the best one, but it's to take the most expensive um, personal training premium offer that you know in India, and let's say that, yeah, you've kind of already said it actually, and let's say that's $100 an hour, right?
Yeah.
So 9,200 rupees. I'm learning the conversions. And then you essentially um how would I say this? You would price. Okay, this is just a stab in the dark. I
Mhm.
think you could potentially sell sessions for like 80 US dollars for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So what's that? That would be 7,000 rupees for a 30-minute session.
Yeah.
Which is expensive, but it's still less than an hour at ultimate performance, and your clients are going to understand that they are saving so much
No, if
time, so it's more
if
valuable.
I sell it at 7,000 rupees per session of 30 minutes, in the community I train clients, I'll be full in 6 months. It's it. This is when you said, this is when I told you there is no dearth of wealthy people in Mumbai.